What's up, guys? Excited to have you here. I got a couple things in the mail today, and it came down a torrential rainfall, so I don't have too much I can do right now. Fortunately, the mail arrived before the rain. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, so before I ramble too long, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, connect, follow, do whatever you do on the platform you're on. Just look for my furry face inside of an orange circle and click all the buttons next to it. So the first one I kind of know what is. This came from Soul Twice on Instagram. I had him do a Peacekeeper image for me, and it's been shared on Instagram and everything. So no big surprises as to what the imagery is, but definitely excited to see it in hand and see how it turned out. Thank you. Enjoyed Soul Twice. Yeah, so again, this is Soul Twice on Instagram. Great guy. He does an awesome job of supporting creators and checking out our content and stuff. And so I was really excited to get a piece from him. Mark over at Legion of Comics had a piece done by, I think he actually had 2 or 3 things done by him. But I just got this one for now. And that doesn't mean that I won't get more, but I'm definitely excited to have this in hand. It appears bigger than it did on Instagram, so that's really sweet. So you got the Soul Twice there. Boom. Check that out. That's pretty sweet. Nice bleed through, so great marker work. I really like how this turned out. He's kind of got an energy to him. Like I told him, I really like the smirk that he gave him. It's very much in line with his character. I've been going back and reading some of the other Peacekeeper stuff. Peacemaker. Like the 88 run that I have the cover of. That's on DC Infinite, so I've been going back and reading that. I've made it through the first 2 issues. I will say it's a lot like what you would read in the 80s going into the 90s. It's pretty dialogue heavy in some parts, but it also has this great government espionage element to it. But one thing that I don't know, it's kind of hard to say because they give you these folders. It's like a psychologist that's keeping tabs on Chris Smith and or Christopher Smith. You get these psychology folders, I guess, from a psychiatrist that's keeping tabs on him. And so it's this real dense stuff right there at the end of the book. And it can take some time to read through because it's case files and observations and government documents, and nothing in it's redacted. So I'm glad they didn't quite go that far with it. But it can be quite a dense read. And honestly, it takes just as much time to read through the last 2 to 3 pages of the book as it does the entire rest of the book, because it's just so dense and so much information. I wish they would just go ahead and present that material through the character in the book instead of having her turn in these files that we're getting to read afterward. So all in all, Peacemaker, really enjoying it. I think he has a surprisingly complicated history. I would say if they were going to try, we know they're doing a show, so it'll be interesting to see how James Gunn handles it. But, if anybody watched Airwolf, it was an 80s, maybe 90s show about these guys that had a helicopter and they were running their own parallel government police force kind of missions and stuff. It was strange. It was a cool show, though. My dad really liked it. I enjoyed it. And that's kind of what this reminds me of, because he has a helicopter and he's got a whole team of support staff, but he's also not really connected to the government and kind of in some ways working against the government. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of the gray area that Red Hood exists in the future state stuff. Kind of that gray area as far as working within and outside of the law, that kind of thing. But then with some of the Airwolf elements of having this support team that run this lab, and he has a bat cave kind of thing, and he's got this awesome helicopter and jet and stuff. So there's a lot of different elements at play there, but it's a pretty cool story, and I'm enjoying the character and I like him. I'm excited to see what James Gunn uses from his actual past and what him and John Cena are going to kind of create and originate within their version of the character. Now this one, I'm not actually sure what this is for sure. It feels... That's probably a Gemini mailer. The more I look at it, the more I assume that this is the thing I won. I won a prize on Team Nerd Herd, so shout out to them. I'll try to put a thing that pops up right there. I think it's called a card to their channel, but check them out. I really enjoy Team Nerd Herd because it's a large group of guys that have like some decent chemistry, and they usually have like interesting guests to me, like people that aren't being interviewed every day and every week, you know. So they usually have a pretty decent assortment of guests, and I like that their content pretty much runs the gamut. Like they're like investor types and stuff as well, so they do like cards and NFTs and obviously like collecting and flipping comics, but they also talk a lot about the stories and stuff. They're a group of guys that kind of touch on every aspect of the hobby, and so it makes it pretty interesting because while some of those avenues don't really interest me that much, at the same time it's nice to have some tertiary information because I tend to like bump into a lot of people in the community and they all have different hobbies, and so if you can kind of meet somebody on their level, it makes it easier to have conversations. So even if I'm not into like flipping, it's good to like kind of pick up a little bit of that here and there, so that whenever I'm talking to somebody, if that is their thing, I can at least help carry part of the conversation. So I like Team Nerd Herd because of their variety and the plethora of interest that they touch on. And so they did a giveaway a couple of weeks ago. I didn't even know that they were doing anything. I don't know if they told anybody. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Who knows? But basically, they were taking people that have commented on their like if you comment on a certain video or something, they did a drawing with all of the names from there. And so I usually comment on all their videos. So I commented, they spun the wheel, and my name came up, and that was kind of surprising because I never really win anything, I feel like. I'm sure if we looked at our lives from a much larger scope, then I'd probably do okay, but it definitely feels like I always just barely miss on a lot of these like giveaways and drawings. So when my name came up, honestly, I was surprised. I was in the middle of typing a comment as the video was playing, and I heard my name. I was like, wait, what? And I had to like scroll back and go listen to it again and see what they were giving away, because I was thinking about the last topic they had talked about. I missed the segue, and so I didn't even realize they were about to give something away. So next thing I know, I hear my name, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then I went back a little bit, found out I won, and then went back a little bit farther and found out what I won. So this is interesting. If I remember what it is correctly, we'll see. So here we go. Can we see? And boom, look at that. Like I said, I never win anything, so this was kind of a shocking win for me. So this is Joker, I forget what issue, and it's signed by John Boy Myers. This is one of his covers. I think it's Joker. Oh no, it is Joker #1. That should have been obvious. But this is the John Boy Myers cover. Got the signature and everything on there. So that's it. That was a pretty decent mail call. Like I said, I can hear it. Torrential Tuesday, you know, is coming down out there. So that's all I have for today. I thought it was a cool little mail call. Let me throw these up for you one more time. I got my Peacemaker piece in from Soul Twice on Instagram, at Soul_Twice. And then, you know, Team Nerd Herd hooked it up and sent me that Joker #1, John Boy Myers variant, signed, authenticated. That's pretty sweet. Well, that's all I have for you today. Until next time, keep flipping pages.
You